If you're looking for a way to connect risk innovation concepts with your own organization or project, our hypothetical scenarios are a great place to start. We have created a number of hypothetical scenarios that present companies like yours creating or engaging new technologies and navigating the impacts of risk innovation on the enterprise, investors, customers, and the broader community. All of our scenarios are based on hypothetical but realistic enterprises and situations. Unlike our case studies, the scenarios do not include a what went wrong component. Instead of relying on hindsight to understand the orphan risk landscape, our goal here is to use the accompanying questions to identify risks that may arise with hypothetical companies and then see if those risks could impact your own enterprise. As you read through the questions, we encourage you to try to draw connections to your own organization or project. Before we dive in, I want to show you the two different ways we have made these scenarios available to you. So on our website, riskinnovation.org, you'll find our 8 risk scenarios under resources, risk scenarios, and then from here you can view each scenario as a web page. You can also download the scenario card. Looks like that. Each scenario features a short story about an enterprise or situation, key questions for helping identify orphan risks, and then the critical risk dimensions associated with this scenario. We recommend reading the scenario, which should only take a minute or two, and then really spending some time thinking about the key questions we have provided. Do any of these questions seem applicable to your own company or project? If so, review the list of associated orphan risks to see what risks you may need to navigate. For more information on identifying orphan risks and mapping and navigating your own risk landscape, check out the activity guides page on our website. Okay, I think we're ready to dive in. In this video, we'll look at the scenario Trust Me, an app that determines the trustworthiness of people you invite into your home. If you want to follow along, head over to our website and look for the Trust Me risk scenario listed under resources. Feel free to pause the video here while you find the scenario and read through it. So for a quick overview, this scenario is about a startup company developing an app that will scan a database of social media activity and other online sources based on the name that you plug in. And then in just around a minute, it will assess and assign a trustworthiness index to the person you entered. The idea is that you would use this app to vet professionals or tradespeople entering your home. And remember, this is a hypothetical scenario. So I'll point us to the last sentence of the scenario, which begins, you, I'm the CEO of this startup, right? So you firmly believe that this is a technology that will improve lives if developed and used responsibly. And we've found this to be a common thread with the entrepreneurs we've worked with here at the Risk Innovation Nexus. You want to create value and improve lives. And we're here to help you think through how to do that responsibly. As a reminder, our goal is to use the accompanying questions to identify risks that may arise with the hypothetical companies and then see if those risks could impact your own enterprise. Some of the key questions listed here as part of the Trust Me scenario include: how might your product lead to perceived or actual discrimination, and how might this affect your business? Remember, perception is one of our orphan risks. Negative perceptions can be incredibly detrimental to a business, especially now given the ubiquity of social media. How could your product compromise privacy in ways that in turn compromise a business's success? And how could evolving regulations and norms around the use of personal data affect your business? And here we're looking at some of our systems risks, governance and regulation, and standards. As you read through the questions, we encourage you to try to draw connections to your own organization or project. If a scenario seems applicable, review the list of associated orphan risks to see what risks you may need to navigate. Again, you can find more information on identifying orphan risks and mapping and navigating your own risk landscape by heading over to the activity guides page on our website. If you're not sure where to go next, check out the Bright Futures and 724 scenarios. Good luck and happy navigating.